The situation of the Ukrainian army continues to deteriorate rapidly along the entire combat contact line. Surprisingly, even the most optimistic pro-Ukrainian Western military experts and analysts started talking about the impending defeat of the Ukrainian army in all directions of the front. According to them, the Ukrainian army is bleeding and is no longer able to provide serious resistance to the advancing Russian troops. Against this backdrop, on December 3, 2024, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine called on Western countries to accept Ukraine into NATO by the end of this year. In an official statement, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine stated that Kyiv would renounce any security guarantees other than joining NATO. According to senior Ukrainian diplomats, under the current conditions, only Ukraine's accession to NATO can prevent this country from completely falling under the control of the Russian Federation. However, according to insiders in Brussels and Washington, Western countries are genuinely scared of making Ukraine a member of NATO, especially after they saw the capabilities of the latest Russian hypersonic ballistic missile Oreshnik. Instead, the West promised to transfer $126 billion to Kyiv to support the Ukrainian army and create a NATO command center in Germany to coordinate support for the Kyiv authorities and the training of Ukrainian soldiers. However, judging by the incoming information from the battlefield, the West may not provide Ukraine with the promised assistance in time. The fact is that the retreat of the Ukrainian army is recorded in all key sectors of the front, and the speed of this retreat is much higher than military experts predicted. It is reported that over the last 48 hours alone, Russian troops managed to advance 10 kilometers deep into enemy territory, in the Pokrovsk, Kurakhovo, and Vrymivsky directions of the front. Moreover, a few minutes ago, war correspondents confirmed that Russian troops had finally dislodged the Ukrainian army units from the southern outskirts of the most important city of Donbass, Pokrovsk. According to them, on December 4, at 2 p.m. Moscow time, fighters of the group of troops under the designation center approached the Pokrovsk-Kurakhovo highway, covering the settlement of Shevchenko from two sides. Moreover, Russian troops also launched an offensive southeast of the city of Mirgorod, near the village of Promin. Over the past 24 hours, the situation of the Ukrainian army has also rapidly deteriorated in the Kurakhovo direction of the front. In particular, Ukrainian and Russian war correspondents reported that on December 4, Russian troops finally managed to take the strategically important city of Kurakhovo into operational encirclement. This became possible after the Russian army took full control of the settlement of Deteriorating, located near the dam of the Kurakhovo reservoir. According to Ukrainian war correspondent Bogdan Moroshnikov, Russian troops established control over the village of Deteriorating within 24 hours. At the same time, he noted that a fairly powerful fortified area of the Ukrainian army was in this settlement. "I can't understand how we lost such a powerful fortified area in one day." It was a rhetorical question. "Unfortunately, our command never learns from past mistakes," Ukrainian war correspondent Bogdan Moroshnikov said. The famous military journalist and expert Yuri Podolyaka also commented on the successes of the Russian troops in Kurakhovo direction of the front. According to him, the 114th Brigade of the Russian army performed a real miracle by capturing the settlement of Deteriorating in just 24 hours. Yuri Podolyaka noted that the feat of the Russian soldiers of the 114th Brigade only accelerated the upcoming liberation of the city of Kurakhovo. According to this military journalist, almost all high-rise buildings in Kurakhovo are under the control of Russian troops. Against this backdrop, Ukrainian soldiers continue to try to escape from the city in small groups, abandoning their tanks and other heavy equipment. Simultaneously with this, the assault units of the Russian army came close to the settlements of Sukhayeli and Konstantinopolsky, to the south of Kurakhovo. According to war correspondents, as of December 5, 2024, Russian troops have already entered these villages and gained a foothold in the southern part of these settlements. Thus, as you can see, Russian troops continue to cut off the remaining units of the Ukrainian army in the so-called pocket. According to military experts from numerous analytical centers, everything that is happening indicates that very soon not only the garrison of the Ukrainian army in Kurakhovo will be completely surrounded, but also the Ukrainian army units southeast of this city. Meanwhile, insiders in Brussels reported that at a meeting of foreign ministers of NATO countries in the Belgian capital, intelligence officials of the North Atlantic Alliance informed Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiga that after December 5, the Russian army would launch a full-scale offensive in southern Ukraine. In particular, we are talking about Zaporizhia and Kherson regions. Moreover, on the evening of December 4, this information was also confirmed by the former Speaker of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Colonel Vladislav Seleznev. According to him, Russia is preparing a powerful offensive against the southern regions of Ukraine. The colonel of the Ukrainian army noted that this offensive could happen any day after December 5. At the same time, Vladislav Seleznev stressed that the Russian army would not stop after the capture of cities such as Zaporizhia and Kherson. According to him, the Russian General Staff has concentrated a 120,000-strong army in the south of Ukraine. And this army is led by Colonel General Mikhail Teplinsky, who has not lost a single battle in his entire career. My dear truth seekers, Colonel General Mikhail Teplinsky is the commander of the airborne troops. He was also awarded the title Hero of the Russian Federation. It is reported that in the zone of a special military operation, this Russian general won all the battles he led. The fact that the Russian command entrusted the southern direction to such an experienced and successful general indicates that Moscow is preparing to take full control not only of the entire Zaporizhia and Kherson regions, but also completely cut off Kiev from the Black Sea coast, completely liberating the Nikolaev and Odessa regions. It is worth noting that Western military experts also recognize the talent of Russian General Mikhail Teplinsky. According to them, the units of this general always successfully perform their tasks, and at the same time, they never suffer heavy losses in manpower and equipment. It is reported that Mikhail Teplinsky always competently organizes offensive actions, and carefully checks intelligence before any battle. Against this backdrop, even Western pro-Ukrainian military experts expressed confidence that the Ukrainian army would not be able to stop the Russian troops in the south of the country, and that in 2025, Kiev would also lose control over the Nikolaev and Odessa regions.